Hi there, I'm Erin, and happy month of love. Let's celebrate by talking about some of my favorite romance books. To get things started, why not just open up, if I can. Oh my god. Let's just pour us a bottle of wine and cheers to ourselves on a very, very snowy day. Cheers. It'll do. So in front of me, I have all different sorts of romances. I have one that I was obsessed with when I was like 16. I have one that I recently just read. And I have another ones where the whole plot of the book isn't necessarily centered around romance. I don't know, it's helpful for me to mix and match since romance isn't my, favorite genre to read. I still love a good love story now and again. So let's start with the one that I was obsessed with when I was younger, and to anybody who knows me, you've probably heard of this book because of how many times I talked about it with you and recommended it and forced you to read it. So that is Perfect Chemistry by Simone Eccles. Eccles? I said Eccles in my head all the time when I was younger, so it's throwing me off. Anyways, Perfect Chemistry has a lovely dramatic cover that we love. Like any high school romance trope, it involves kind of a forbidden love where two worlds are combining and they like beat all the odds. This book follows the oldest Fuentes brother, Alex, and his classmate, Brittany. So they're obviously high schoolers who become chemistry lab partners and have to go the entire year being in each other's presence, studying outside of school together, and just learning about each other's worlds and how everything may not be as it seems on the surface. There are bits in here that will make you cringe, no doubt. It's very well loved, as you can see. It's warped. There's food stains in it. My best friend dropped it in the tub when we were younger, and I can forever make fun of her for doing that to one of my beloved books. So yeah, that is Perfect Chemistry. There are two others in this series that follow his two younger brothers and their romances, so all of them are good. I highly recommend this entire series. It's just a good, fun read and gets you back into those high school feelings. I'm not sure if we all want to go there though. So book number 1, Perfect Chemistry. What does it say? But neither teen is prepared for the most surprising chemical reaction of all. Love. Happy Love Month. So moving along, we're going to get into books that I've read within the last couple of years. And that brings us to The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. So this is a Greek retelling of the Trojan War, but more specifically, Achilles and his relationship with his best friend, Patroclus. It starts when they were children and Patroclus was exiled from his homeland, and he meets Achilles in the kingdom. So they are then brought up together and trained in the arts of war and medicine. Now, throughout this upbringing and this training, a love forms between them, and it's something that has been hinted, I feel like, in Greek mythology, but never exactly told outright. And I think that's what Madeline Miller took inspiration from and just created one of the most beautiful love stories between two powerful men and just shown how they really fit together. While this is so romantic and lovely, it's also heartbreaking, so brace yourself. But it's wrapped up in such a beautiful way. I will recommend this forever. And I love this story. So that is A Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Now, I've mentioned both of TJ Klune's books in my previous videos, but I definitely want to talk about them here because they just tell such a pure love story that is a part of a bigger plot, which I really enjoy. These stories are warm, full of kind and accepting characters, just so lovely to read. So I highly recommend them. I rated this book best message overall of 2022, and I spoke about this in one of my first videos. So I'd greatly appreciate it if you could go over to that one and watch it. I'll link it below or somewhere so it's easily accessible to you. But yeah, I explain it in better detail in that video. So that one is Under the Whispering Door. This is his second book. But talking about his first book, The House in the Cerulean Sea, this one hooked me. I will forever read every single book that he comes out with because I think he's a wonderful writer. Like I continue to say, just a warm hug. His books are cozy and lovely. This book follows Linus, a caseworker who lives a pretty lonely life. He is given a highly classified, top secret case to go to an orphanage on a distant island to determine if 6 magical children are dangerous to, the world. When he gets there, he obviously meets all of the people involved in this orphanage, and especially Arthur Parnassus, the master of the orphanage. From there, he learns about the children, the relationships that they all have together, and it says it's an enchanting love story masterfully told about the profound experience of discovering an unlikely family in an unexpected place and realizing that family is yours. So love story, but bigger plot that's happening, and we love that. So that is The House in the Cerulean Sea. You guys, you already know. You already know what I'm gonna say next, okay? You already know, you already know, you already know, you already know. Court of Thorns and Roses, but the entire series. So like all 5 books. Favorite fantasy, favorite romance. I love these books. I will sit on this hill forever. Forever, forever, forever. I rated this second book as my overall best fantasy of 2022. So if you want to learn more about that one, it's in the same video as Under the Whispering Door. So that will be linked wherever I can link it. But this one is the beginning of the entire series. It's basically a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. So Feyre, our main character, lives in a divided world. One side being high fae, magical creature lands, and the other one being human, mortal, whatever lands. In the beginning of this story, she kills a wolf in the forest that she lives near, trying to bring back food for her starving family. She doesn't realize that the wolf is actually a high fae, so the master of this high fae comes to her house and demands her life in replace of the one that she killed. So she is forced to leave her family and go live with this high lord in his kingdom. While he seems awful at first, as the story progresses, Feyre unravels that he's actually very kind, his kingdom is under a curse, and she needs to figure out how she can help to free all of these people in this kingdom from, the evil that's underneath. I honestly did not know it was a retelling of Beauty and the Beast until after I finished it, and I was like, oh, there are a lot of similarities here. It's kind of, it's one of those fairy tale love stories, and if that's your cup of tea, I highly recommend this one. It's very good, pure escapism, pure fantasy, just a really cool world to just immerse yourself in. So that is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Sip. Okay. Now, I'm not a romance reader. I should have said that at the beginning of this video. I'm sorry that I didn't, but I'm saying it now, so whatever. I know that there are a ton of authors out there. It's just not my favorite genre. However, I'm very thankful that I picked up this author because now, her being more so the romance author, she is my go-to gal for romance books. And that is Emily Henry. I actually have not read Beach Read, but I have read Book Lovers and People We Meet on Vacation. I don't have that because my best friend is currently reading it on her honeymoon. So kind of cool. Emily Henry's writing it's cute, but it packs a punch and very fast, very easy to read. And I honestly love whoever's designing her book covers. They all match, and I appreciate that. So this story, I believe, is meant to be like kind of enemies to lovers-ish, but not really. It's more so they meet on the wrong foot. We follow Nora, who is a book agent living in New York City and who's very passionate about her career. She then meets a book editor, Charlie. It was an awful, I don't even know if it was a lunch or something. Then they go their separate ways. It isn't until she agrees to go on a vacation with her sister that's basically the same city of her sister's favorite romance book. And she runs into Charlie in this charming small town. And just the romance blossoms from there. But not only is it a romance, it's also a novel about the bond between family and sisters. And me having an older sister, I just loved reading about that plot since I haven't read too many kind of like sister dynamic books. Honestly, I love reading books about books, and I wish I could be a part of the publishing industry. Maybe someday. We have no idea. Emily Henry, her writing is very wholesome. It's funny. It's relatable a lot of the time. I feel like a lot of these characters are in my age range, if not older, a little bit younger, whatever. Anyways, that is Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I'm excited to read Beach Read. This is actually her first book, which is funny because I haven't read it yet. But I'm excited to read this one very soon. So yeah, that's Emily Henry. She's my romance gal. All right, folks, we've come to the point of no return. We've come to this. I don't know how I feel about Colleen Hoover. In the past year or two, I've read It Ends With Us, Verity, and this is now my third book that I have under my belt. There's just no pull for me. I do, however, understand the hype that she's getting, you know, around the internet with any and every reader I know. And that's well-deserved. I think reading is reading no matter what book you're reading. I don't think that you're superior if you're reading something entirely different. But anyways, this will also be in my February wrap-ups, and I'll get more into this in that video. High-level summary, this is a friends with benefits situation that of course doesn't end well because one of, you know, the partners has a deep secret that is keeping them from fully allowing themselves to love. It's both of their perspectives, one in present day and the other one in their past, and just a jumble of what they've been through, what they're thinking, how they're feeling throughout this relationship. I'll dive more into it in my other video, but that is Ugly Love. I also want to bring up that I have reminders of him. Because she's so easy to read, I finished this book in 2 days. Because she's so easy and fast to read, I'll still try to pick this one up within this month. And just, you know, see if she's something I can get behind. Maybe I just haven't clicked with my favorite book of Colleen Hoover. I'm interested in what this one's about. So yeah, Colleen Hoover. So my last book in this pile is one that I have not read yet, but I want to get to it. But it's having its moment online everywhere. BookTube, BookTok, Bookstagram. Am I missing any? And that is Alone with You in the Ether, a Love Story by Olivia Blake. And I have this exclusive edition from Waterstones with really beautiful sprayed edges. We love that here. So on the back here, it describes itself as a contemporary love story like no other. Reagan and Aldo allow us to explore the nature of love, what it means to be unwell, and how to face the fractures of ourselves and still love as if we are not broken. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I'm not sure when I'll be able to get to it, but I'll try to somewhat soon, just because it's having its moment. But yeah, that is Alone with You in the Ether. All right, so we've made it to the end of my pile of romances / other genres mixed with romance. These are not all of them because I have some that I want to talk about in a different video that will come. But these are all still so great, and I'm really excited to get to the ones that I have not read yet and see how I feel about them as well. Just because I'm not a huge romance reader, but it seems fun. It seems lighthearted. It seems nice. So we'll see. We'll see what the year brings. But anyways, happy month of love to you. I hope that you feel love in your everyday life, whether that's through people, through books, through animals, flowers. We love flowers in this house. But yeah, just I hope you have some joy this month. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'm sure we'll talk soon. Bye!